Namaste, my name is Dhieyo and welcome to my channel. Today I'll tell you how in just 21 days you can get that brand new life that you have been needing, you have been wanting for so long. That brand new life could be your new love, the new job, the new business, the new money, the new lots of love and lots of money. Everyone needs that, everyone wants that, but for achieving all of those things in 21 days, what we need to do is break free from the pattern that we ourselves have formed. This could be a terrible, a toxic pattern of being in the wrong relationship all the time. This could be a toxic relationship with being broke all the time. This could be a toxic relationship of always ending up in a job or doing things which is not giving you success anymore. So you have formed a pattern for yourself now, which is leading to all the good that is coming into your life seem impossible. So first thing we need to do to break this pattern is take that right back into your hands of yes, I am responsible for my life. All the good and the bad that is happening or has happened in my life, I was responsible for it. So by doing this, the first thing you're doing is taking responsibility, taking the right back to you yourself and not the other person, not blaming your partner, not blaming the job, not blaming the business, not blaming society, not blaming karma, not blaming life. You are responsible for it. So when you do this, when you take responsibility, that right is not there on anybody else to make your life miserable for the future that now you're trying to create now. No, I'm responsible for it. Yeah, I made those mistakes. I'm responsible. I will rectify it. Number one, to break free from that pattern, we need to do that. Secondly, how are these patterns being formed? Everyone talks about breaking free from a pattern, but are we even realizing how this pattern is formed? So today, let's say if you're in a toxic relationship, was it toxic when you first started? No, it was the best relationship. It was the best guy, it's the best woman, it's the best job. Everything was best. But over the period of time, there's certain small incidents that happened that you yourself overlooked. The red flags were already there, but at that time it was looking rosy pink and rosy red and was so beautiful. You were ready to overlook that red flag by giving it some other color. No, it is red because it has a shade of pink and it has a shade of white, and boom, that's how this it was a red flag. So you overlook those toxic moments which are telling you, look, this person, this relationship is going to be toxic. So when we keep saying that's a toxic person, that person for somebody else is the most amazing person. What has gone wrong is these two people together are not right for each other. So we need to start acknowledging these things so that the next relationship is not going to turn into a pattern of now you turning it into a toxic relationship because your comfort level has become that. Or it could be business for that matter, or job for that matter. Initially, that job was beautiful. You manifested it. I got that job. My paycheck is great. But then certain things started happening with the colleagues which you overlooked and which you could have rectified at that time was overlooked, and this is why it is now a pattern. So next time when you go into another job also, even if those colleagues have nothing to do with it, the smallest thing by saying, oh, the fan is really is on a different speed altogether, could just trigger you into another thought process altogether. So the smallest thing can become the biggest disaster of your life because you yourself haven't freed yourself from all those patterns that you have built for yourself. This is why I'm always insisting, take that right back into your hand. Yeah, nobody had the right to make my life miserable. Nobody had the right to make my money situation, my love situation, or my health for that matter into a bad situation. I did it myself. So we take our right back. Now, how do we get rid of this pattern? Okay, the pattern that now we want to move on to, because what is happening is a lot of people are praying for their new love, are praying for their new job, are manifesting it, but the minute it comes into your life, that pattern is the number one thing. That bad pattern that you've been living for so long is the number one thing that you yourself shoo that partner away. You yourself shoo that prayer that has been answered, that manifestation that has come to you in any form, in love, in money, in job, in business, in health, you yourself are shooing it away without even realizing it, because comfort level has become being in a toxic relationship. So the first thing that we will do by breaking this pattern now, to break a pattern, I want you to remember this, write it down if you want to break a pattern, I will create my own pattern. To break a pattern, I will create my own pattern. Now, this pattern is going to be something. One pattern is not in your control. One pattern, let's say the matrix is designed in such a way for you that you will go through all these things. It will just be something so small which will turn into something so big. Your life is not even in your control. So now to break free from something which is not in your control, you will create a pattern which is now going to be in your control. So I'll give you an example, and I want you to adapt this example to your life to see what you can do now to break free from this pattern. Somebody that I knew personally was going through a bad relationship. Every relationship, right from her childhood, has been bad. From her teenage till her mid 40s has been going really bad. One toxic to the other, and it had nothing to do with the guys were all great, everything, the men were all fine, but something inside of her, the smallest thing that was said, that was spoken about, just triggered a whole lot of different things, and she herself turned that relationship into being toxic by starting her arguments, by creating a lot of things. So number one thing that she did was she took responsibility of it, that yeah, the first person, the first job, the first love did not have any right. I gave them that right. Now I take that right back. So she took responsibility of it. Second thing, now she made a pattern. That pattern needs to be done for 21 days. In the yogic culture, 21 days is a very big number. It has a lot of significance because it takes 21 days to either break free from a habit by not doing that habit anymore, or 21 days to create that new habit, or a bad habit for that matter. But in this case, you need to form a pattern that you will do now for 21 days. It is going to be your pattern. So for somebody who was going through a toxic relationship, like I said, I'll give you an example. This person had to create a pattern for her. This pattern needed to be difficult. It can't be an easy pattern. That okay, for 21 days I will go on the treadmill for a run, or I will go outside for a run, or I will do something else. I will paint for 21 days. No, it has to be something which is going to be way more painful than something else that is going on, because now your mind and body, which is so conditioned to going through that pattern of toxic relationship, that bad job, needs something bigger for it to forget about it. So for this friend of mine, for this person that I know was going through a toxic relationship, for her, swimming water was a nightmare. Literally was a nightmare. I mean, if I tell you, she wouldn't even go inside a tub. She would be so freaked out of being submerged inside water. So what she did was she started learning how to swim. She started learning how to swim for 21 days. Initially, first 4 days, 5 days was very difficult, till she turned it into a pattern. And the minute 21 days, approximately 21 days and a little more than that, her entire mind and body was now reconditioned for doing something new. And swimming is great. So you got to find a pattern which is not going to be okay for 21 days. I'm going to get into drinking alcohol or doing drugs or smoking. Nothing that is going to harm your body. Like so something like swimming is a surviving skill. I say everyone needs to know that. So the minute she put her mind and body into something which was so dangerous for her, so fearful for her, and she overcame it for 21 days, she did it. She learned how to swim. The next relationship that she got into was smooth sailing. It's still lasting. It's been 10 years now. 10 years of that happy relationship, and I'm sure it's going to keep continuing, because she broke free from the pattern of that toxic relationship that was going on. So to break free from a pattern, you need to create your own pattern. So you got to do this for 21 days. Now you got to decide that for yourself. I don't know you. If you want, you can book a personal session with me. My email will be there I'll pin it up like I always do. You can get in touch with me. You and I can figure out how you can break free from this pattern. But like I said, this example was, now you put yourself in that place. What would you want to do for 21 days? Put it down in the comment section. I want to know what you're going to do. You putting down in the comment section is going to be that first step of what you yourself are going to do to break free from your own pattern. So I'm going to repeat myself. First thing you do is take responsibilities. Take your right back from the person. Take your right back from money. Take your right back from being unsuccessful. All these energies say, I take my right back. Put it down in the comment section. I take my right back. And now for 21 days, you let me know, what is your new pattern going to be? Write it down in your journal, in your book, on your vision board, anywhere. To break free from a pattern, I will create my own pattern. My pattern. So please try this out. And for all the new that needs to come in our life, our old patterns that we have been living, we got so comfortable with it. I mean, it's not going to happen. So get real about it. You need to break free from the pattern. Otherwise, there's no point doing all the manifestations and all the prayers, because your prayers are definitely going to be answered sooner or later. Manifestation is going to work for you sooner or later. But what happens once it comes to you? You're going to shoo it away. So don't do that to it, because what is yours is tomorrow going to be somebody else. You manifested that love. Tomorrow somebody else is going to go. That person's not going to wait for you. You've manifested that business, that job, that opportunity. If you're going to mistreat it, ill treat it, treating it as a pattern that you yourself have been going through, then what's the whole point then? So to break free from a pattern, you got to free yourself from that pattern, create your own pattern. 21 days is all it takes. Give it a shot. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel. Until I see you again, have a good life. Namaste.